Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a great excursion. I hope you're enjoying the excursion here in Karakol. We've seen a lot of interesting monuments, sites today as Kyrgyz and stuff and others. So right now, as you might see, we are in the Archaeological Museum of Karakol City. And I will, in the next few minutes, will narrate to you about the migration processes that were happening here in Kyrgyzstan, primarily from the middle of 19th century to this day. Of course, and I will specifically focus on Issyk-Kul region because it's the region we are right now, and it's very interesting, and I will explain you why. So, of course, Issyk-Kul region in Kyrgyzstan was during the centuries, during the millennia, Kyrgyzstan was a territory through which a lot of nations and ethnicities were crossing this territory and were living here. These were Saks, these were Usuns, these were Karakhanids, but we are specifically interested right now in the history of starting from the middle of 19th century, from the entrance of Kyrgyz territories as a part of Russian Empire, yeah? Because exactly from this specific time, there were very big and harsh, you can say, migration processes were happening, and the ethnic content of Kyrgyzstan was rapidly changing. And we can distinguish few waves of migration here to Kyrgyzstan. First wave was connected with the entrance of Kyrgyz territories to the Russian Empire from the middle of 19th century to 1917, right, to the revolution, to the October Revolution. The next stage was from 1917, from the revolution, from the creation of Soviet Union to the beginning of war, of Second World War, more specifically to the end of 40s, to the end of 30s. Then the next stage that I will tell you more is from the wartime to the independence time, yeah, from 40s to 1991. Those were the major waves of migration of different ethnicities to Kyrgyzstan. Why? Of course, it was connected with historical events, right? So first, the Russian Empire, yeah? There were a lot of the big migration wave of Russians, Ukrainian, and Belarus mostly. Why? Because there were new territory entered in the Russian Empire, and the people who were doing agriculture in Russia, in Ukraine, they were lacking territories, right? So here, new territories needed to be explored and needed to be cultivated. That's why big wave of those people, mostly working in agriculture, came here, mostly in Chu region and Issyk-Kul region. The next wave of migration was happening from the creation of Soviet Union till the beginning of war. Why that was happening? Of course, new historical event happened, yeah? The creation of Soviet Union. Now, new territories were needed to rebuild, to be rebuilt, to be industrialized, to be basically developed, yeah? So a lot of workers and also people who were doing the agriculture again migrated from Eastern Europe. It was also Latvia, Estonia, Belarus, Ukraine, and others. So in this time, what is interesting in this time is that the newcomers, people who came here, the migrants, they were primarily occupied in agriculture, also industries, right? Some factories were building, and others. So the next stage of migration happened after the war, and this was the biggest, we can say, migration wave to specifically Issyk-Kul region, because Now, after the war, Kyrgyzstan and all other Soviet countries, they experienced big baby boom. Yeah, that's why, for instance, in Kyrgyzstan, if we compare the population of Kyrgyz, yeah, of native people from Kyrgyzstan, the numbers grow from 800,000 to 2 million. So this was happening in every country of Soviet Union after the war, and yeah, of course, after the death of Stalin, Khrushchev, Gorbachev, and others, they were doing their policies, such as perestroika, such as other agricultural reforms, and this led to big migration wave to Kyrgyzstan, to build houses, to build industries, to build I don't know, infrastructure, and that was basically the primary goal of those newcomers. And of course we need to understand that Soviet Union was one big country. Yeah, and people were feeling themselves as a part of one big country. So basically, moving from one part, from Ukraine to Kyrgyzstan, and to Kyrgyzstan to east, to, for instance, east of Soviet Union was not a problem. It was basically one country, and it was basically not considered as migration, right? It was just a job or a job trip or something like that. So yeah, and once we are here at the end of Soviet Union, yeah, in 20th century, in 90s, we see that Kyrgyzstan basically was very rich in ethnicities. There were living more than 80 ethnicities here. The 50% of population was ethnically Kyrgyz. 20% were Russian, 2% were Ukrainians, and less than 2% there were Dungans, Uyghurs, Tatars, Kalmyks, and all other ethnicities that were coming here basically from the end of war to the time of independence, of gaining independence. And specifically why we're here and why Issyk-Kul region is very interesting, because Issyk-Kul region, due to some historical and geographical conditions, yeah, it was very unique, because, for instance, the eastern part of Issyk-Kul region, right now we are here, it was very suitable for agriculture, because basically people didn't need to rain to water the crops, because the climate here is very suitable. So the agriculture is called rain-fed agriculture. So basically, Dungans, Uyghurs that were coming from China in the 19th century, and after that in 20th century, they were settling here because it was really good climatic conditions here. And also geographically, it's very close to Xinjiang region that Uyghurs and Dungans are basically the origins of Dungans and Uyghurs are from there. And right now we can see that ethnical content of Issyk-Kul region is very diverse, and still Dungans and Uyghurs and some Kalmyks, Bashkirs, Tatars, Russians, Ukrainians, and of course Kyrgyz people are living here mostly in harmony. And yeah, we are proud of being such an inter-ethnic and intercultural country. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, I will try to answer them.
Спасибо, Святослав. Прекрасное выступление. Есть вопросы?
Можно уточнить?
Еще впереди.
Тунгане точно в Синьцзяне были? Как я знаю, они говорили мне совсем другое.
Dungans, as I was also speaking with them, they believe in this legend that they are the descendants of Arabs and Chinese people.
No,
but
I'm not meaning this.
But yeah, basically they are from Xinjiang, also Gansu. I'm not sure the names of the, but it's basically Eastern China or Western China right now. Xinjiang Autonomous Region and such.
Раз мы говорим о Цинцзяне, да, друзья, слово Цинцзянь означает новый.